Seems like for some reason this truck always takes a little bit more than the Wrangler did, even though I think they have the same size tank, but this one will go more full than the Wrangler. The Wrangler would cut off with like 4 or 5 gallons left. This one will go all the way to like 20 gallons before it stops. Yeah, well, it's really early in the morning, and I'm going to select a trailer for this truck to pull. We're going to use it for lots of different things, hauling equipment and gear to my wife's jewelry shows. We're going to haul a UTV or an ATV in it eventually, camp out of it. We're going to do a lot of different things with this trailer, and so we're headed to try to pick one out. And unfortunately, we're going to have to make a little bit of a road trip because the local dealers here don't have exactly what I need. So we're going to make a little road trip here, but there's a very specific criteria that I've got for this trailer, and I found what I think is the perfect trailer just a couple hours away. So we're going to hit the road now. Just got the gas filled up, and when we get there, I'll show you what I'm talking about. So I'm not a big fan of all the new safety equipment, but right now is a great this will be a great opportunity to use the adaptive cruise control if you had it, because I've noticed that with this truck in front of me, my current miles per gallon is much higher. I mean, it's showing much better numbers. Now, if I pull out and go around this truck where I'm pushing the air by myself, and I know this all seems like basic stuff, but I just didn't realize how big of a difference it really is. And especially now with that bumper I've got on the front here, which completely killed the factory aero package on this truck, I'm saving a lot of money by kind of following this guy. So if you had the adaptive cruise control, you could set a safe distance between you and a truck like this in front of you, and then you could keep the truck, the truck would automatically keep itself that distance between you and the truck in front of you, and it'd be really a convenient way to save some money but be safe at the same time. I mean, I'm just noticing here how different this is. I mean, like right now it's showing 16. It would be like 8 or 9 pulling up those hills if I was not behind this truck. So anyway, I know I'm not a big fan of the adaptive cruise and all that stuff, but right now it'd be pretty neat to have. I could use it. Well, we finally made it. Showing 22 miles per gallon, thanks to the fact that I was drafting that semi truck. But hey, that's not bad. It's going to be really interesting to see what we get on the way back, though. That, I think, will be a difference. So here we are at Trailer World in Bowling Green, Kentucky. These guys have supposedly the largest inventory of trailers anywhere in this entire region. They get new trailers on the daily. Check this one out. This is really cool. Nice little overlanding trailer. They've got everything from car haulers to enclosed trailers, you name it, they've got it. Even have one that's completely blacked out over here. So actually something like this is kind of what I'm looking for. If you look in the owner's manual on the Jeep Gladiator, for the max tow package, you have a maximum of 55 square feet of frontal area on your trailer. So that gives you roughly 8 feet by 8 feet of frontal area, which is pretty much where something like this would fit in. And the cool thing about it is you could camp out of this. This one's even got a window in it. You could haul a UTV. You could do all kinds of things with this trailer. I've even seen guys add window unit air conditioning, and I mean, the possibilities are endless. This particular one has the 7-foot roof height. I mean, I'm 6'3". I've got plenty of room in here, but the cool thing about the 7-foot roof height is that your door is going to be tall enough that if you wanted to load, say, a Polaris Ranger or some other kind of UTV in here, you've got plenty of room to do that also. And like I said, there's that nice window, which is a sliding window. It's also got a roof vent. It's got a window in the door. It's got the RV style lock on the door so you can get in and out of it. LED light. So plenty of room here to haul a UTV, camp out of it. You can fix these things up and do like whatever you want with them basically. So it's like the cheapest way to get into a toy hauler. I really like the blacked out look of these things, but check this one out. It's got that charcoal exterior with the black trim and black wheels. That's a really cool looking trailer too. And it looks like it's got the 7-foot height on it. Rear ramp door. So they got some really neat ones down here. We just have to find one that's going to be perfect for what we need. Another really cool thing I like about their trailers is they do have the flush mount lock, so you can camp out of this and get in and out of it, but it also has the bar lock, which obviously has higher security. Don't see that combo very often. So this one has the D-rings already mounted in the floor, which if you were going to haul a UTV would be awesome. But the roof is not 7 feet. Looks like it's about maybe a 6'3" roof. My head's almost hitting here, which means the door is going to be probably around 69 or 70 inches, I would say, which is going to make it hard to get a UTV in this one. And so that's just probably not going to work. So this one right here is a covered wagon brand. It's got a roof vent. It's got the 7-foot tall roof. Plenty of space in here. Doesn't have D-rings in it. Also doesn't have the windows. So see, the thing about these trailers is there's so many different configurations, so many different options. And you also have to watch, because some of them have, like, see, this one's 24 inches on center for the roof bows. Looks like, you might not be able to see on the camera, but it looks like the walls are 16 inches on center. Sometimes a company will make those 24 inches also. So the construction that you can't see on the trailer might be different. So you got to watch out and do your homework on these things. But there's just so many options. But this place has so many trailers that we're going to find. See, this is what I'm saying. These things, this has even got some really nice, fancy aluminum wheels on it. Just a trillion different options. Looks like this particular one even has a wiring and roof bracing kit to add an AC unit to it if you want to. All right, so we're going to try something a little different. Now we've got this enclosed trailer behind us, so we have maxed out the maximum square footage of frontal area for a trailer for this truck according to the owner's manual. So with the extra wind drag, I'm expecting this to tow quite a bit differently than what the car hauler did with a car on it. So let's pull onto the Interstate right here and see how we do. Now obviously the trailer's empty right now, so the weight is only about 2,200 pounds. It's not overly heavy or anything, but we're gonna take it home and load it up here in just a little while. And we got up to speed just fine. No problems getting up to speed. And the other thing was, when I towed the car on the trailer, we were on Kentucky state highways, and the speed limit the whole day was 55 miles an hour. A lot of guys had said, well, if you went 65 or 70 miles an hour on the interstate, I wonder how that would change things. So here we are out on the interstate. Speed limit is 70 miles an hour out here. Now, like I said, the fuel economy, of course, took a big dive, which you would expect when you're towing. So we're down to just over 12 miles per gallon. Right off the bat here, I can tell you that this thing does have a little bit more sway to it. Of course, I'm being passed by a commercial truck right now, so that does tend to kind of make you sway, but you can feel, I can already feel the difference with this enclosed trailer where it's catching a lot more wind. It's kind of interesting. Now the thing a lot of people don't realize is that this truck, as it sits right now, has a curb weight of about 5,000 pounds. So if you look at like the curb weight on a Super Crew 4x4 F-150, you're going to be somewhere around 4,900 or 5,000 pounds. Pretty much the same as this truck. A Ram 1500 Crew Cab 4x4 I think goes around 5,300 pounds. So the point is, the weight of this truck is the same as a full-size half-ton truck. the payload capacity, the towing capacity. I mean, all the specs are pretty much the same between this truck and a full-size truck that's similarly equipped. So, you know, if you pulled this same trailer with a full-size half-ton truck, you're not gonna have any difference. The only difference, I guess, would be that you have more engine options. So you could get a more powerful engine, which obviously would help. But this truck has a lot of gearing that most of those trucks don't, which kind of makes up for a lot of that. You know, this truck's got the 410 axle gearing and the 8-speed with the 471 first gear. It's got a lot of gearing, which kind of compensates for some of that, you know, lack of V8 power, I guess. But yeah, as far as weight and specs go, not really any difference between this and a full-size. So I guess the point is, if I was in a full-size truck, this trailer would probably blow it around just the same. But yeah, I mean, it definitely does feel different than having just a flatbed trailer with a car on it, because obviously a flatbed with a car on it, like we had last time, you know, the roof line of the load was still down below the roof line of the truck, so I wasn't getting all that wind drag. It was real slippery and cut through the air pretty well. This thing is just catching all the air. You know, I'm not going to say it feels kind of out of sorts, because it doesn't. I mean, it's still composed, but you definitely have that sensation of turbulence. So I don't feel comfortable taking my hands off the wheel, you know. I guess if you were going to go on a really long trip, pulling something like this, or a camper would be the same, you know, something that's big and boxy, has a lot of frontal area, it might get a little bit fatiguing, might kind of wear you out if you're on a real long trip. But I mean, it's doing okay though. I mean, as you can see the trailer back there in the camera. I mean, you can tell it's bobbing around a little bit, but you know, it's not bad. It's towing okay. Now I'm in 6th gear right now, and we just crested a little bit of a hill. We're going to go downhill slightly here, and it just went to 7th gear. So okay, there's 8th gear. It does go to 8th gear on a level stretch, but now we're headed back up a slight incline again, and we're back down to 6, looks like. So at interstate speed, it looks like it's going to try and hang out in 6th gear. You know, the sky is fair. The wind is kind of breezy out of the south, got a little bit of a tailwind. Temperature's 80 degrees, so pretty much ideal conditions. And it looks like it's going to hold 6th gear going up a hill, 8th gear downhill, and on the straight stretches, the level stretches of road, it's alternating between 7th and 8th gear. So it is using the overdrive gears, and it's not going all the way down to 3rd or anything crazy like that. It's staying up in the upper, you know, gear range, which is pretty cool. Now again, I haven't loaded the trailer up yet. You know, in the future we're going to go camping out of it. We're going to haul a UTV, so we'll probably have 1,500 pounds maybe of cargo in there. So it probably won't make a giant difference. I can't see us ever maxing the thing out, but who knows? We do so many different things. We may end up maxing the trailer out one day. If we do, I'll be sure to shoot some video of that. But I just thought it would be interesting, you know, to pull a different kind of trailer, because again, this kind of simulates a camper also. So for those of you who are going to buy a Jeep Gladiator and you're planning on pulling an enclosed trailer or a camper or something, you might wonder, what's it going to feel like out on the interstate? Well, it's not bad. It's not awesome, I'll be honest with you, because you do have a little bit of bobbing and weaving in the wind. Kind of feels like when you're on an airplane and you hit some light turbulence, you know, kind of moves you around in your seat a little bit. Got some of that going on, but it's not out of sorts. It doesn't feel scary or anything like that. It feels composed. I can still stop pretty straight if I need to. The brakes, you know, like I said in the last towing video, the brakes feel great on this truck, so not really any issues. It's doing okay. I'm going about 130 miles, not a real long trip. so I'll be just fine. It's not gonna really tire me out too much. But got some more commercial trucks headed up this way, looks like. So, oh, and while I'm on that topic, the mirrors, you know, I've complained about the mirrors on this truck from day one. I hated them on the Wrangler. They're even worse on the Gladiator because the Gladiator is supposed to be a truck. You're supposed to be able to tow with it. I don't know why they didn't put some decent mirrors on this thing. But anyway, with this trailer is a 7-foot wide trailer, and with the standard mirrors on this truck, I can see both lanes still pretty well. You know, just as well as you can without the trailer. The trailer doesn't really block the view too much. If there was somebody behind me, I wouldn't be able to see them, because when I look out the mirror, I do see about 5 inches of the side of the trailer. You know, where the trailer's a little wider than the truck is, I see about 5 inches of it. So I can't really tell what's directly behind me, but I can see the lane, you know, the left lane and the right lane, I can see just fine. So if I need to change lanes, you know, it's okay. I just have to lean forward a little bit where I can't get the adjustment I need in the mirror, which is a problem with or without a trailer. But yeah, the mirrors are okay. I can make do with it. So I guess that's pretty much all you need to know, right? If you got any more questions, post them below. But I just wanted to put this little video together, and you know, since we're doing some more towing with this thing, and let you know how it feels. There's a patch of wind, kind of blew me around a little bit. I think I'm getting a little turbulence off these commercial trucks in front of me too, which I'm sure doesn't help anything. Out here on I-65, it's like half of the traffic is commercial trucks. So, all right guys, gonna head to the house, shoot a little more video to show you the trailer specifically, and then I'll wrap this thing up. Appreciate you watching, and talk to you. Looks like on this leg of the trip with the trailer, I'm down to about 12.5 miles per gallon, which is interesting because when I pulled the car trailer with the car on it, that's about what I got. This trailer's empty and I'm getting the same, so obviously the extra wind drag is making a big difference. But I guess this is about where I'm going to be towing, is about 12.5 with this truck, which isn't too bad. Not too bad at all, I guess, in the grand scheme of things. So this is the one we ended up going with. This is a 7-foot by 14-foot. Does have a window in the side, make it a little bit nicer to camp out of. This one has a few options on it, like the soft V-nose. It's got more diamond tread plate for protection along the side there, the black wheels and what have you. Let me show you the inside. So again, a really cool feature about this trailer that you don't hardly ever see is it's got the flush mount RV lock, but it also has the bar lock for extra security. Got a window, slider window in the door also. 7-foot height, roof vent. So we got, you know, I measured it and I have plenty of room here to put a UTV in there. And then I still have space up here for camping gear. Of course, we're loading up for a vendor show this weekend, but the cool thing about these trailers, man, is you can do, like I said, anything at all with them. So this will be a nice addition for our camping trips, and this black color will look really cool. Not that that really matters, but it'll look really cool behind the Gladiator. And it's a perfect size too, because it's not overly big for this truck, but it's plenty big enough to get the job done. So you'll probably see this thing in some more videos coming up, but I'm just still impressed with how well the Gladiator tows this stuff. It does a really good job. Now I gotta go to town and get some breakfast, so you guys have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you later.